Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Susanna Sun, bringing through messages from the Womb Goddess, and today I'm also going to be including some of my personal stories to this message as a way of incorporating my lifestyle and the information about how I've created my lifestyle into the messages to support you. I am specializing mostly in people who want to create lives of freedom and who want to work and live in ways that feel more authentic to who you truly are without the restrictions that have been conditioned upon us socially or ancestrally. So I did have a few cards come out for me to support this message today to give you guys some visualizations, but also I want to tune into my story a little bit to help you to understand what we're talking about. The first thing that came up was the wings of Isis. It says, uniting with the angelic self. This is an understanding that we are meant to be free, that we do have this angelic ancestry. And the conversation comes up with some information about locational freedom. You know, the wings being a reference to being able to move around the planet, to experience the planet, to be global citizens. And this conversation has a lot of sovereignty and freedom as part of the conversation. And it's something that I have been personally working for some time to learn how to create it. And I've been successful in a lot of ways with it. So I want to share some of that with you. One of the downloads I received about this topic is that when we have multiple lifetimes in different locations on the planet, there can be parts of us that get left behind when we reincarnate. And so in your present lifetime, you might have felt drawn to or really specifically interested in certain locations on the planet that you've never been to. Or you might have memories or just fascinations with certain pieces of information, like, you know, this is Isis, for example, so we might be talking about Egypt. And this is a pretty common one for star seeds, for people who remember their past lives, who are holistic and aware people. We do remember that we used to live in Egypt. And even though I've not been there in this lifetime yet, I have a lot of visuals about it and I'm able to astral travel there very easily. So this is part of the conversation, is knowing that when we reincarnated from that lifetime, there could be parts of ourselves that we left behind. So that's part of the fragmentation that we are healing in this lifetime, pulling all parts of ourselves into this present lifetime so that we can ascend beyond the earth school. And that is where we are now connected with and fully integrated with our angelic self, the divine self. Yes. So we can go and visit those physical locations in order to reclaim those parts of ourselves so that we are whole, so that we are able to ascend. So this is kind of part of the mission of the game of Earth is figuring out how to, allowing it to happen, to get to these different locations, to reclaim these parts of ourselves. The other card that came with this was Life Restored, and says Priestess of the Phoenix. This is about our rebirth process, and restoration being about the origins of who we are, being in that angelic realm, and knowing that we are meant to restore ourselves to that original glory in this lifetime. So the rebirthing process is happening repetitively for these types of people. If you know that you're one of us, then you'll know. The rebirth process is definitely challenging with its ego deaths and lifestyle changes and all of that. So my personal story relates to this very much because I grew up in a family where we were expected to stay in the location nearby and to continue this pattern of having more children and continuing to stay in that location. And that's what my family, everybody else in my family has done. And I have been really breaking these cycles, one by not having children and two, by not staying in one location. And so I've always felt an extreme pull to visit other parts of the world. And it's been very challenging for me to figure out how to do that. But I am learning and I'm practicing, and I've learned how to let go of the attachments that keep me in that physical singular location. The biggest has to do with work. Now, the original tarot came through to have a conversation with us about the work, because a lot of us are still in this matrix reality of what work is, and in jobs where we're working for somebody else. And while that's okay if that feels good for you, if that feels like freedom to you, especially some of the masculines will feel really good working in a way that is more consistent, right? But those of us who are breaking through to new realities of what work means, we're experiencing work that feels like play. We're knowing that our natural desires and our passions will lead us to what we're truly meant to be doing. So we don't need to compromise ourselves. We don't need to do anything that doesn't feel good. We don't need to force ourselves to wake up in the morning so that we can make money, so that we can pay rent. So for me, for example, I have most of my living expenses completely covered without money having to come to me and then leave again. It's just provided for me. And that happens because I have set up my life, I've opened myself up to receive that type of security, but also because I don't rely on money to survive. I know how to get what I need, receive what I need, and offer myself in exchange in ways that feel really, really good and abundant to everybody involved. So here's the cards that came out. First of all, we have the Fool in reverse, which lets me know that we are in a state of resistance to starting this new path, to breaking out of this box that we've been in for so long. The box I could definitely relate to the cycle of reincarnation, of, doing the same thing over and over every single day and just feeling really bored of that. And in order to break through that, we do have to step into this Fool energy and realize that we can create something new, but it requires us to take this sort of leap of faith. We do have the Empress and the Emperor, with the Sun card in reverse came in between them. But the Emperor and the Empress both upright, letting us know that this is a union of our energies, of our strongest energies, and a union as well between people that we're looking at here. Understanding ourselves in the feminine as this Empress means knowing that we are creatively fertile. We can create whatever it is that we desire in our lives. It just is a matter of choosing it and actually stepping into it. And the Emperor is the one that follows through with that, right? And makes that happen and holds really steady through that. The Sun in reverse is telling me about what is stopping that from happening. And the sun is such a natural source of energy, of life force. So there's no energy output required in order to receive that energy. All we have to do is open our arms and go outside, right? In order to receive that sun energy, to allow consciousness to penetrate us, to be seen by awareness, conscious life source energy of the solar energies. So the sun reversed is us kind of hiding in the shadows of what is possible for us and not fully accepting that we have this ability to create this reality if we desire. And all we have to do is allow it in, stop hiding from it, right? It's there, it's shining every single day, but are we actually getting outside to receive it? And I mean this literally, for sure. And I also mean this esoteric or metaphorically in our experience of reality. Are we truly letting ourselves be seen? Are we allowing ourselves to receive the life-giving energy that is constantly available to us? If you want to have further conversations about your work, about how you can bring your gifts into this world in ways that feel really good to you, and you know that you're able to help create the world into a better place by offering your gifts, but you don't know how to do that. If you want to have conversations about locational freedom and learning how to detach from specific places so that you can have more freedom of location, all of these conversations are on the table these days. I would love to chat with you further about them. Check out the links in the description box if you'd like to work with me privately. I will be opening my calendar for the next 2 weeks here. And if this message arrived to you at a different time, please know that it is timeless and that it will arrive to you at the perfect time. I'm wishing you so many blessings. Thank you for being here, and have a beautiful rest of your day.